In the crisp, early hours of morning, as crowds of visitors eagerly await a guided tour of a special exhibit at the Conservation Education Center, researchers at the neighboring Wildlife First Aid Station prepare to return a crested serpent eagle to the wild. This bustling center of activity is the Endemic Species Research Institute, also known as ESRI, located in the heart of Taiwan, Jiji in Nantou County. The Endemic Species Research Institute, established in July 1992, surveys, researches, and conserves Taiwan's endemic fauna and flora and their habitats, as well as educates the general public about their island's natural environment. The term endemic species applies to animals and plants found only in a particular geographical area. In Taiwan, this describes such animals as the Mikado pheasant, the Formosan cirro, and Formosan pleione. Because of the large amount of hands-on research work done by ESRI, working there is quite unlike any other civil service job. The footprints of ESRI researchers can be found throughout Taiwan, from quiet intertidal coastal mudflats, quiet country lanes, and creeks and rivers carved out by mountain runoff, to the most inaccessible mountains and cliffs. To achieve its goal of research and conservation, ESRI comprises 5 research divisions: the Division of Zoology, Division of Botany, Division of Habitats and Ecosystems, Division of Management, and Division of Interpretation and Education, and 3 administrative divisions, including the Secretariat Office. In addition, 3 experimental stations where in situ research and surveys are conducted include the Low Altitude Experimental Station at Wushikeng in Taichung County, the Medium Altitude Experimental Station at Tengzhi in Kaohsiung County, and the High Altitude Experimental Station in the Mount Hehuan area. Biological diversity can be distinguished into the areas of ecological diversity, species diversity, and genetic diversity. In the area of research into ecological diversity, ESRI focuses particularly on surveying species resources in Taiwan's unique habitats, including its plains, forests, rivers, wetlands, coastal areas, and other ecologies. The Institute also monitors biodiversity and habitat restoration in special environments, like landslide areas around Mount Jojo, devastated during a major earthquake that hit central Taiwan in 1999. ESRI also designs and conducts various recovery plans for special ecological types, including recovery research projects for Rhizophora mucronata and Lemnitzera racemosa, an assessment project for new habitat for the Formosan landlocked salmon, studies of the impact of check dams on freshwater fish populations, research into the establishment and use of fishways, and a special research program targeting ecological preservation work at the Hushan Reservoir. An island-wide inventory of species diversity conducted by ESRI has revealed that Taiwan is home to an estimated 150,000 animal and plant species, accounting for 1.5% of all the species in the world. Of these, a surprising 1/3 are endemic to Taiwan. Over the years, researchers at ESRI have discovered many new species and new records and new distributions of existing animals and plants. The level of species diversity and endemism found in Taiwan, in terms of species number to area, is almost unparalleled anywhere else in the world. ESRI's Survey of Species Resource Diversity in Taiwan is building a comprehensive biogeographical database for the entire island, using geographical and survey data covering known mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, freshwater fish, insects, vascular plants, and fungi. This computerized biological database will be searchable over the Internet, allowing Esri's valuable research to be shared with the world. Benefiting from years of field and lab research work, Esri has an extensive library of wildlife survey data and reports, and a significant body of research on Taiwan's flora and fauna, addressing endemic bat species, fairy pitta, collared scops owl, Formosan salamander, land snail, aquatic fireflies, freshwater shrimp and crabs, Nakai podocarp, Soma vessel fern, other endemic plant and animal species under threat of extinction, and introduced species. Such research provides important benchmarks for studies in the future. Esri's work in the field of genetic diversity is also extensive. The Institute has already completed investigations into genetic variations in Formosan cirro, Formosan striped squirrel, Cephalotaxus wilsoniana, and Chalcedrus formosana, among others, and is also conducting ongoing research into the genetic diversity of other rare or endemic species. Such research helps various levels of government and the police to stamp out and verify illegal wildlife and wildlife product trading activities. The preservation and restoration of endemic and rare species is also a very important aspect of Esri's work. For instance, at the low-altitude experimental station at Wushikang, black bear cubs bred at Esri were the subject of research on feeding habits, behavior, and reproductive physiology, as well as assessments of the success of their releases into the wild. The results significantly advance the long-term effectiveness of ecological preservation efforts targeting Formosan black bears. During the outbreak of avian botulism among the endangered black-faced spoonbill population at Chigu in Taiwan in December 2002, a number of affected birds were taken to Esri's Wildlife First Aid Station, where they received expert medical attention. Through the combined work of vets and researchers, some of the stricken spoonbills were able to recover and return to the wild. Alongside other related agencies, Esri helped host the International Symposium on Black-Faced Spoonbill Conservation, which brought together conservationists from all over the world to exchange opinions about wildlife emergencies and habitat management. Wild animals, like people, now have an ambulance service. To ensure emergency services are delivered effectively, First aid stations maintain special vehicles specifically to respond to wildlife emergencies. First aid stations also arrange special introductions and activities related to animals kept at the station due to health conditions preventing their return to the wild, giving visitors an even deeper appreciation of Taiwan's wildlife. Due to overdevelopment of its breeding areas and subsequent depletion of larval food plants, the population of endangered birdwing butterflies on Lanyu Island has plunged dangerously low. Originally found on the banks of Bayshore Creek, the Kanahira azalea has had much of its natural habitat submerged in the construction of the Feitsui Reservoir. Another species that has had its natural habitat destroyed by human development is the Hygrophila pogonacalx hayata, which used to be found easily along the coast at Qingshui in Taichung County, but now has fewer than 1,000 specimens left in the wild. These and other endemic and rare species have all been the focus of research and breeding recovery plans by Esri. Of these, efforts to increase the birdwing butterfly population are already underway, spearheaded a program to increase the availability of the birdwing's preferred food, plants. Furthermore, some in the culture of several 2,000 Kanahira azalea and Hygrophila paganicaux seedlings, some of which have been transferred to the wild. In addition, an ecological survey of Taiwan's aquatic plant revealed distribution for Nuphar hayata and 11 other species. A total of 150 species of original aquatic plant have been listed as part of a seed bank of future species. With its large team of researchers, Esri is able to provide comprehensive ecological explanations and a supply of excellent teachers. Whether participating in educational exhibitions, guiding services, or ecology camps and other activities, the enthusiastic faces of Esri researchers can be seen everywhere. Within the Conservation Education Center at Esri, visitors can learn about the importance of endemic animal and plant species and their habitat environments through exhibitions of Taiwan's ecologies and endemic species. This is of great help to increasing conservation awareness in Taiwan and educating the public about the environment. Esri also distributes a number of biodiversity and conservation-related publications, including several hundred books, magazines, and ecology videos. Nature Conservation Quarterly, The Guide to Fireflies, The Mirrors of the Earth, Taiwan's Lakes video, and 2 other publications have received Executive Yuan Awards for excellent government publications. The Butterfly House and Ecology Education Park at Esri systematically raise endemic butterfly species and plants. They are important not only from the standpoint of species preservation, but also provide schools and other groups with an outdoor nature classroom. Esri is also working to bring new life to local communities through projects like the eco-communities at Taomi neighborhood in Puli and Hexing village in Zhongliao. In this way, Esri is helping to put into action the government's policy of making communities more nature-friendly and making nature more society-friendly. Many species' cycles of metamorphosis last not just one day or even 1 year. In the case of these Rhacophorus aurontiventris tadpoles, they will not become small frogs for 3 years or more. Even after I retire, I want to continue to watch and research their metamorphosis. The former head of the Interpretation and Education Division, Mr. Zhao Xinjian, is typical of Esri's employees. Most of them are unwilling to fade into inaction, even when their retirement years approach. Many retired Esri employees can still be seen among the ranks of the Institute's volunteer guides, sharing their many years of experience and knowledge. In recent years, biodiversity conservation has gained momentum internationally. Esri continues to grow, and today the Institute is not only an organization known for achieving exceptional results in terms of survey research and ecological promotion, but recognized for standing on the front lines of biological diversity protection. Esri is the only domestic organization charged to survey, research, and conserve Taiwan's plants, animals, and natural habitats. It further maintains a conservation education center charged with conservation, education, and promotion responsibilities. Thus, Esri is a rare organization in the world. We anticipate that Esri can be upgraded to a Biodiversity Conservation Institute, capable of enhancing Taiwan's profile in overall global conservation work.